Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Jai Radha Madhav Radha Madhav Jai Radha Madhav Radha Madhav Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jayam Visupad Paramahamsa, Tri Vrajagacharya Stotra Satta, Sri Simati's Divine Grace, Shalabai Charandarvin Bhakti Vedanta Swami Sri Prabhupada Ki, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki, Skandibiti, Founder Charyas Divine Grace Sri Prabhupada Ki, Namacharya Sri Haridas Thakur Ki, Samaveta Bhakti Vrinda Ki, Harinam Sankirtan Ki, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki, Janita Goda Pivanandi. All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Sri Guru, to Sri Gauranga, all glories to Sri Prabhupada. Om Agyana Timirandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chakshurandritam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Jena Bhuttale Swayam Rupa Karamaham Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Juta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavam Syam Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tvam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakanvitam Scha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusuti Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vansakalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhu Bhyaevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraya. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is a very means of conquest, let us first offer respectful obeisances unto Narayana, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, unto Narayana Rishi, the supremmost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author. Nasta prayesha badreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Tamasloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. By regularly hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam and by rendering a service unto the pure devotee, all that is troublesome within the heart becomes destroyed practically to nil, and loving devotional service unto the Supreme Lord, who is praised with transcendental songs, becomes established as an irrevocable fact. Idam Bhagavatam Nama Puranam Brahmasamhitam Uttama Charitam Chakara Bhagavan Rishi Nishreyasaya Lokasya Ramyam Swasyaya Namaha. This Srimad Bhagavatam, known as the Grantaraj, king of all Vedic literatures, is the literary incarnation of God. It is compiled by the incarnation of God as Srila Vyasadeva. It is meant for the ultimate good of all people. It is all successful, all blissful, and all perfect. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Sarabhyaya Namaha. Om Sarabhyaya Namaha. Om Sarabhyaya Namaha. Mukham karoti vacharam pangum nangayate girim yatkripat maham bande Shri Gurum Dinataram. Yatkripat maham bande Shri Gurum Dinataram. Hare Krishna. Welcome to our Bhagavatam class. Today we will have a somewhat shortened class due to other engagements, where we'll have another class actually. And we therefore are continuing here with the 17th chapter, description of the Varnashrama system, and today we are reading text 37. Atha anantaram avekshan yatha jignasita agamaha gurave dakshinam dattva snayad guru anumoditaha. Athanantaram avekshan yatha jignasita gamaha gurave dakshinam tattva snayad gurvani moditaha. Athanantaram avekshan yatha jignasita gamaha gurave dakshinam dattva snayad gurvanumoditaha. Athanantaram avekshan yatha jignasita gamaha gurave dakshinam dattva snayad gurvanumoditaha. Antarantaram avekshan yatha jignasita gamaha gurave dakshinam dattva snayad gurvanumoditaha. Athanantaram avekshan yatha jignasita gamaha gurave dakshinam dattva snayad gurvanumoditaha. Athanantaram avekshan yatha jignasita gamaha gurave dakshinam dattva snayad gurvanumoditaha. Thus, anantaram, after that, avekshan, desiring to enter family life, yatha, properly, jignasita, having studied agamaha, the Vedic literature, gurave, to the spiritual master, dakshinam, remuneration, tattva, giving, snayat, the brahmachari should clean himself, comb his hair, put on nice clothes, etc. Guru, by the spiritual master. Anumoditaha, permitted. Translation and purport by disciples of Srila Prabhupada. A brahmachari who has completed his Vedic education and desires to enter household life should offer proper remuneration to the spiritual master, bathe, cut his hair, put on proper clothes, and so on. Then, taking permission from the Guru, he should go back to his home. Kindly repeat after me. A brahmachari who has completed his Vedic education and desires to enter household life should offer proper remuneration to the spiritual master. Bathe, cut his hair, put on proper clothes, and so on. Then, taking permission from the Guru, he should go back to his home. Purport. This verse describes the process called samavartana, or returning to one's home after finishing Vedic education in the ashram of the spiritual master. One who cannot concentrate all of his desires in the devotional service of the Lord is attracted to household life. And if this attraction is not regulated, one will fall down. Being covered by the ignorance of fruitive activities and mental speculation, a living entity seeks enjoyment outside the devotional service of the Supreme Lord and becomes a non-devotee. One who takes to family life must rigidly follow the Vedic rules and regulations in order to avoid the collapse of his spiritual determination. One who enjoys intimate sense gratification with women must become duplicitous in his dealings with others and consequently falls down from the platform of simple, pure life. When the mind is disturbed by lust, one begins to resent the principle of submission to the Supreme Personality of Godhead and his pure devotee. And the dark clouds of one's offensive mentality completely cover the light of spiritual knowledge. One should dovetail his propensity to love someone by serving the lotus feet of a pure devotee. As stated in Vedic literature, one who worships Govinda, Lord Krishna, but does not worship his devotees is not to be considered an advanced Vaishnava. Rather, he is to be considered a proud hypocrite. Translation again. A brahmachari who has completed his Vedic education and desires to enter household life should offer proper remuneration to the spiritual master, bathe, cut his hair, put on proper clothes, and so on. Then, taking permission from the Guru, he should go back to his home. So, the Vedic culture is having this system that we are reading about of Gurukula to train an individual either to remain a brahmachari or to enter into a householder life. Of course, even if one enters householder life, as we have read, one who has been trained in this way continues to keep his close connection with the spiritual master, because the primary, and this is what we learn in Gurukul especially, the primary goal and purpose of life is Atmagyan, isn't it? There's Atma Tattva, Atmagyan, knowledge of the soul, or just like we have one of our books, one of Srila Prabhupada's books, The Science of Self-Realization. So here there is reference to a particular process or procedure to be followed after finishing one's education in the Gurukula. One should seek permission from the spiritual master to enter into householder life, and should then prepare oneself as described here. Even in, let's say, outside Vedic culture, at least in Christianity, they have a system whereby before marriage one receives some kind of education. It used to be there, probably still is, because married life is a very, we could say, a very big responsibility and very challenging in many different ways. And therefore, if a young man is not properly prepared, then family life will become extremely difficult. Family life will become a nightmare. So therefore, the importance of receiving proper training, which is we have been reading in the last so many verses, especially in brahmachari life. The emphasis is on brahmacharya, or celibacy, which means control of the mind, control of the senses. That is the process to have proper society. Otherwise, we read about, what is it? Varna Sankara. If one is not knowing about the prescribed system given in the Shastra, which is knowing about one's prescribed duties, then one will likely be engaged in all, you could say, unauthorized activities, which will lead one to actually perform sinful activities. So Prabhupada gave a lot of stress and importance to this need for training and education. The whole Vedic culture, in so many ways, is based on training and education, so that we are properly utilizing this gift that we have received to attain the human form of life, is as we read from Shastra, it is a rare opportunity, and it is referred to as Swa-artha, the real artha. What is the meaning of artha?
Understanding.
No.
So artha. It can artha also means economics. It also means economics, money.
Artha means interest. Yeah. Artha means in a general way it means yes, gain, or economic development, as you mentioned. But there is the ordinary meaning of artha on that level of economic development. But there is also in the Shastra what is referred to as the paramartha, the supreme benefit or the supreme interest, isn't it? So that is only something that is learnt in Gurukul. So the supreme interest for all living entities is to cultivate Krishna consciousness, isn't it? And that is especially learnt. In other words, people who graduate, this is referring to someone who has finished one's studies, one's training in Gurukula, they are meant to become ideal persons, ideal citizen, ideal in character, ideal in all respects, and that is one of the foremost responsibilities of the Krishna consciousness movement, is to produce ideal individuals in any order of life, including and especially, we could say, householder life, because majority of people enter householder life, but the majority of people are not generally not properly trained to accept the responsibilities that are there in householder life. We have, of course, many nice examples of acharyas who are ideal householders. We can think of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur more closely to us. Srila Prabhupada, as a householder, remained very fixed in his goal and purpose, and even as householder, even as a householder, was very active in preaching activities as well. So it mentions here about remuneration. The student, what are the traditional ways in which students in Gurukul give remuneration?
Fruits and
Fruits,
grains.
grains. Because most of the time students don't have money, so they won't give money. But also, one can give in different ways, in addition to fruits or grains. Because one will go just like like this morning, we're going to have initiation ceremony. So normally, after the initiation, sometimes people forget. One is meant to perform, madhukari, to offer to the spiritual master. Of course, one can also, in addition to like such material things, one can also give when it is possible, and of course it is totally voluntary, one can give his time. Means one can actually, of course, as a householder, that's more difficult.
His children.
Right. One can give at least one of their children dedicated for the mission of the Lord. So the whole idea is that one should develop, a gratitude for having been given the opportunity to receive this knowledge, to receive this training in Gurukula, and to the extent that one is understanding how rare, how important it is, then one will accordingly reciprocate. So this is the message being conveyed here. I'll just read it again, and if there's any quick question. A brahmachari who has completed his Vedic education and desires to enter householder life should offer proper remuneration to the spiritual master, bathe, cut his hair, put on proper clothes, and so on. Then, taking permission from the Guru, he should go back to his home. Hare Krishna. Any quick comment or question? Okay. So we'll close here for now. Jai Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki. Jai Shri Prabhupada ki. Gaura Premanandi. So this can be closed. G. Not very fast.